Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at CORVIKNIGHT. CORVIKNIGHT recently was able to get the number 2 spot in the last regional championship with actually my brother using this Pokemon together with the Gastrodon, and honestly it's a very good core. It's a core that we've seen before already as well, but he was using CORVIKNIGHT in a very interesting way, and we're going to talk a little bit about it and why CORVIKNIGHT is such a good Pokemon in the current meta. This team itself is heavily inspired by the Pokemon that he was bringing as well, but I would, for the Go Battle League purposes, not really recommend you to go for Corsola here. The main reason for this is you can struggle quite a bit against Murkrow as well as the Galarian Moltres, of course, so yeah, this is going to be maybe a little bit tricky here. Alternative options, Jonkus, for example, in the back would work out quite well. You have other alternatives. There are quite a lot that can actually fit in quite well here. Yeah, I just want to kind of have a team that is kind of more focused towards what my brother was actually using in the tournament, because I kind of really want to showcase the power of CORVIKNIGHT. CORVIKNIGHT is a very interesting Pokemon. CORVIKNIGHT is a Pokemon that doesn't really have good matchups, but also it has good matchups. What I mean with that is it is not going to be able to destroy anything. It is really not able to destroy anything. It's not great hard matchups. For example, what you have here is with like a Gastrodon, you're going to be able to completely destroy a Bastion, and you're going to be able to completely destroy something like a Carbink. Yes, I guess in theory, you're going to be able to also destroy most of the Grass-type Pokemon with the CORVIKNIGHT, but then again, how many Grass-type Pokemon currently around? Not that many. And so, mainly, CORVIKNIGHT's main benefit is that it is solid in terms of the bulk, but also mainly that this Pokemon is super neutral. So there is basically no Pokemon really in the current meta, other than like I guess like electric type Pokemon can be a bit more tricky, and I guess the odd fire type, but like they're not really that common. But there's mainly no real Pokemon that can counter this Pokemon, which makes it absolutely perfect for the Say-Swap position. And this is exactly why I want to showcase the Pokemon here, because it is designed for the Say-Swap position. And what we kind of want to do with this Pokemon here is not even particularly win those matchups. We want to soak up energy. We kind of want to try to force some shields with something like our Air Cutter, which is super spammy, and just try to basically, force the opponents to use shields when they don't want to use shields, for example. And here we're going to be able to get that charge move off the Air Cutter off against the opponent's Annihilate, get the first KO, and go for another Air Cutter against the Caesar, and we're going to be able to get the second KO as well. Good game to the opponent. And this is also something that is quite interesting, because CORVIKNIGHT also has access to the move Air Cutter. Air Cutter is a community day move. Actually, I think I forgot to put it onto the right side. Very sorry about it, but I think it doesn't really, I completely forgot about it. But the only community day move is Air Cutter on the CORVIKNIGHT here. That is a legacy move. Sorry, I forgot about it on the right side. But at this point, it's too late for that. But yeah, basically, this is going to be the only community day move on this team here currently as well. This team, by the way, worked out really well. If I lost most of the times, was based on myself, but I didn't play it perfectly, which also had to do with the time where I played it. I was just way too tired for it, but I had to get my battles done, because for me, League changes at 10 PM. But anyway, CORVIKNIGHT is such a great Pokemon in order to soak up the energy, which you see here already as well, and still be able to hit kind of back. And you're just gonna try to align yourself either, or get yourself an advantage somehow, like either shield advantage or switch advantage, or then energy advantage on a different Pokemon. All the good stuff basically is what you can kind of get with this Pokemon. And it's like the cool thing about it. I just really enjoy on how strong this thing can be. Yeah, by the way, I make a bit of a mistake. We're going to have the Chilling Water coming through. I think I should have went for a charge move here first before swapping out. I stored the move, but this is going to be now the Primeape, and Primeape has access, of course, to the Rage Fist, which is going to hurt quite a bit. The fast moves here are going to chunk quite a bit as well. We're going to even get another move off, but we have to hope that they don't get up to 2 more Rage Fists, because otherwise we are going to die here. We have no option to win this battle. If they have 2 Rage Fists right now, we're going to try our best. Can we go for the Body Slam? I just misplayed. If I just went straight for my move, I should have been fine, most likely. I didn't go for it straight away, and with that, I'm just in trouble, which I should have not been in. So again, that was more down to my own fault. Here we're going to have a great lead and a CORVIKNIGHT coming in. What we're going to try to do is we kind of try to weaken them up a little bit. By going for the Water Pulse, we are going to be able to get the shield from the opponent, and we can now soak up the energy on our own CORVIKNIGHT, using it exactly where we kind of want to use it, in the Say-Swap position. This Pokemon is going to be able to shield up now the payback from the opponent, but we can just go for our own payback, and we should hopefully be able to win this battle, because we went in here with a shield advantage. And we see here the opponent uses also a shield. Interesting. And Yeah, at this point, if I knew that they would want to stay in, having an air cutter, hoping for the boost, and then going for the charge move earlier on would have been kind of cool as well. I assumed they would want to sub out eventually, but they just want to play it out. And it's going to be a bit of a risky one, because if they bait here, I'm going to be scared, but they're going to go for the payback here. Hopefully, I can outspeed them. I'm not too sure, actually. But yes, I can still outspeed the opponent here. This is going to be enough to knock them out. I don't think an air cutter would have been enough damage here. Resisted hit, air cutter not really having a lot of damage generally. And so we're going to be able to align ourselves, and we can go for our payback. Yes, that's going to do more damage than one air cutter against the opponent's Dedenne, putting them below half health, like way below, like only at like 30% health left. And they're going to have the Reckonant in the back, a Pokemon that has no play against our Corsair, and this is like the beauty of this Pokemon as well. And it's just going to be so great in those scenarios. Corsair, a Pokemon that completely is dominating currently the metagame in the Show 6 Big 3 format, but also such a good Pokemon to have for the current format. I actually checked my Corsair. My Corsair actually has a lot of wins that other Corsairs wouldn't have, and I'm quite happy about it, because I have quite a high HP stat on this Pokemon, which is very good on Corsair, which generally doesn't have a great HP stat, so like the IVs are a little bit more dependent if you have like a lot in them, and it allows me to win quite a lot and has a lot of HP breakpoints against a few Pokemon as well, so I'm really happy with the one that I have here. And as said before, we have issues against Murkrow and the Moltres. But let's see if we're going to still be able to maybe deal with this Pokemon here somehow. We're going to have Air Cutter coming through against it. We have our Corviknight. We're actually going to be able to outspeed them with a Corviknight, and we see the shield coming up from the opponent. We generate energy at the same pace as the opponent. We both have resisted hits. Ours is actually double resisted against the opponent. But we're also going to be able to just outspeed them because we need one less turn compared to the opponent to get to our move here. And we even got the attack boost, which is lovely because now I can use a shield. And I should be able to still go for the Air Cutter against the opponent's Murkrow. And I hope it's going to be enough to knock them out. With the attack boost we just got, it is not enough, but they're gonna swap out of here into the Credilli and make a big mistake. I should have swapped out here into my Corsair, but I was thinking they wouldn't get to the move in time, but apparently they do, and that is going to be quite awkward for us because now our Corviknight is gone, and this was so unnecessary because if I just swapped out even on the charge move into my Corsair, I would have been in such a better spot because I got already the damage onto them. I would have been able to do like a lot of damage still with Nightshade and the Astonish. I don't think I really needed to stay in there like this. Luckily, they sub out into the Murkrow, which is just getting rid of one of the Pokemon our other one doesn't want to face, our Gastrodon. And I'm actually going to be able to sub out into my Gastrodon now to go for the full farm run against the Grass type. And we see here in the back the Fortress. This should be a good game. This should be a game that they cannot win because our Water Pulse damage is just adding up so much, and they know already at this point as well. This game is over, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we have a fantastic lead here against the Empoleon. In comes the Gastrodon. Again, I went way positive with this team. This team was amazing. Even though I played it super late at night and I had no idea what I was doing anymore, it was a fantastic team to run. And so I can definitely recommend you to give this a try. Again, if you are fearing a little bit the Murkrow, maybe get yourself some answer for that. You can actually, if you really want to, run Bastion in the back instead of the Corsair as just the best anti-flying type answer there, but I would most likely recommend you some other Pokemon, like some other steel types that kind of work out there. Most likely are going to be the best ones for it. But yeah, we're going to have the Empoleon against us. That's going to be generally an alright matchup for our Corviknight. The Hydro Cannon is coming through. We are going to have here the Gastrodon coming in as well. And we will see the Hydro Cannon that is going to get shielded. Altaria comes in, and we have the charge moves here. But I was wondering if it's maybe even better to go for the Nightshade spam, because you're going to get to the moves a little bit faster. I still decided to go ahead and go for the Power Gem just to get the damage onto the opponent. But as we see, we're going to be able to go for the no shield. It's going to be the Sky Attack coming through. I will go for the shield here against the opponent as well. Sky Attack is coming in, and we are trying our best. We have the Empoleon coming in here next as well. This is going to allow us to get some damage in. We're going to have the Altaria next. We can farm them down, and this is going to be a good game. And we face off against a Credilli. This is a bit tricky, but we're going to be able to get a bit of energy on our lead and now swap out and do exactly what you want to do with a Corviknight. You want to use it as a damage sponge, you want to use it as a save swap as well, just generally because you're going to have such a great typing that only has two singular weaknesses in Fire and Electric, and you don't have those types quite often in the Battle League. Yes, you have the odd Fire type Pokemon. Yes, you have the odd Electric type Pokemon as well. But even against Electric types, you're going to be able to go for the fast move pressure there as well. Same kind of against Fire type Pokemon as well, even though most of them are Flying types, so like That kind of negates that. But it's actually not the worst matchup ever either. You're still going to be able to get some damage against them. And this is the main beauty of it. This Pokemon here is that you always kind of have some options. You're always going to be able to do something. Even against the Pokemon that answer you offensively, you're still going to be able to have sand attack pressure against them, which is kind of funny. So yeah, we're going to have the Water Pulse coming through against the opponent's Fortress. We're going to have another one coming through straight after. And that's looking really good for us. Water Pulse is coming in. We're going to have here now the Corsair as well. And we will try our best to go for that no shield. This is going to be the Rock Tomb. This is going to allow us to go for a Nightshade as well against the opponent. And we are going to be able to get that KO against them. In comes Credilli again. And we can try to go for a Nightshade against them here. Let's see what's going to happen next. We're going to have the Grass Knot coming through. We can go for a charge move here. That's going to be lovely. This is going to be the Nightshade again. And we're going to have here now the Gastrodon. We have a Body Slam coming through. This is going to allow us to get hopefully that KO. And with that, we're going to be able to win the battle. And again, I think we're now like 4 games in a row that we won in this video already. Just because this team actually is really, really cool. You just need to know how to play it. And it will take a little bit to get used to it. But again, here we're going to have a very solid matchup there. But we're going to be able to catch the move. And if it's going to be a play rough, it's going to be a resisted hit. And it's going to be that play rough. And so now we're going to have the Corsair coming in. And again, Corviknight can showcase what it can do. We have payback on this Pokemon. Which means we are going to be able to do some super effective damage here against the opponent, and a lot of it as well, to the point where they have to most likely have to shield even here, or go for another charge move. We get the shield coming up, but we sadly don't reach another move in time. That's kind of unfortunate. Show one for the bait first, I guess. But the Icata's coming through now. We're gonna have our own Gastrodon, and we can go for the Water Pulse. Water Pulse is still going to chunk away. It's still going to do some solid damage, and I decide to swap out into my own Corsair, which is going to be able to use a shield here and try to go for the full farm down now as I swap out into the Azumarill. That is alright. I will do some nice neutral damage here against them. This is a matchup where I actually have a breakpoint against the opponents. Azumarill doing a little bit more fast move pressure against them, which can be quite cool. Let's see here. Play-Rough is coming in, doing some solid damage. We will see here that one more Nightshade is hopefully going to be enough. They went for 5 bubbles here, so they have definitely another move here. They decided to use a shield. That's cool. I could have stopped out of here, and I should have most likely stopped out of here to catch the move. They have like 7 fast moves in or something now, or 8 even. They stop out into their Corsair, and I can catch the move on to my Gastrodon. This is a perfect play here. This is the only way of us kind of having a chance of winning this battle. But we're going to have here still a full health Pokemon in the back, and we don't know what it is yet. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be the Annihilate. And while this is not a bad Pokemon generally for us to deal with, especially with this team, as you have like the Corsair in the back, the position we face it in couldn't be worse, because as you're going to see, we're going to sadly have the Raichus perfect load onto the opponent. If we had one more fast move that we could have went through, Wolfman enough to knock them out. But it's what it is. We can now move on to the next one. Corsair is going to go up against our Gastrodon. We're going to have the Water Pulse coming through. This is going to be alright. And as you can see here, we're going to be able to get some nice damage in there. But let's see on how things gonna go here. We're going to have the Corviknight coming in. We're going to go into the, they're going to go into the Dedenne, but I can at least still go for another charge move, which will allow me to get a little bit of damage onto them. And I can even go for another Air Cutter. And the Dedenne all of a sudden is going to be a bit easier for us. It's going to be a little bit lower already. I can even use a shield here to try to keep my Corviknight, because I feel like Corviknight has a lot of potential, so I actually use 2 shields. I am not too sure if this was actually that smart. The Parabolic Charge is coming through. I can try to go for the Mud Step down. They're going to go back into the Corsair. I can still reach. I can't reach another move. That's going to be a bit of a tough one, but I guess the Denny is kind of low now. I'm not too sure if this was smart. I will be able to get the full farm on here, have a ton of energy. They have the Azumarill in the back. That is not the worst matchup at all. I might be even able to, maybe get a catch here done. We need to catch a move, I feel like. They're gonna go for the charge move here. It is going to be that Ice Beam, expecting us to catch the move, which is fine. I have the Nightshade coming in here as well. This is gonna allow us to get some shields from the opponent. And they go straight for the move. Well done there. I couldn't catch this one like this. I should have tried to catch it already. That was a bit of a mistake, because now they have to Danny and they survive with 1 HP. If we would have been able to fully farm them down, we would have won this battle here. But it's what is, close one nonetheless, and hopefully you enjoy this video. This is a very cool team still to run. I had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.